Ethan Klein, it is time to replace your lawyer that can't do shit or retract your claims because I have been inspired. I saw your letter to Noah and I felt inspired. So yesterday at 5 p.m., a letter was sent to him and his lawyer. And if other people don't want to stand up to you, I am happy to do so. All right. You might want to stop posting about Hassan Piker on your Instagram story and I don't know, actually address the real shit that's happening in your life. So I got in contact with a lawyer to issue this demand for a public retraction of false publication. Let me read it to you guys. Dear Mr. Klein, our law firm is legal counsel to social media commentator and content creator Denims. It has come to our attention that in response to an apparent Child Protective Services visit to your home in or around March 2025, you published numerous false statements on your YouTube channels, H3 Podcast and H3H3 Productions, which reach millions of viewers and listeners, stating either that Denims herself filed the preceding CPS report about you, resulting in the improvident CPS visit to your home, or that Denims caused others to do so. Among other things you stated, on March 7th, Denims is participating in this CPS lie.
Denims is streaming.
On March 10th, Denims endorses this clearly. As you can see, she's not moderating this at all, and it's pretty much 100% of the comments saying, call CPS on them, their kids should be taken away. On March 11th, you repeatedly insinuated that Denims was responsible for the CPS call, labeling her, quote, the real villain of the video. You also stated she has been such a nasty, pathetic, lying, just such a horrible, disgusting person because you believed she was behind the CPS call. This is the obviously retracted version.
It's driving me crazy.
It's driving me crazy. That doesn't contain any sensitive information.
Denims is streaming.
On April 18th, making reference to Denims, you said, quote, terrorist sympathizers who support CPS coming and taking my children away. She is directly responsible for CPS coming to my house. She is directly linked to CPS coming to my house, doing what she did, being like, oh, let's call CPS. He's an abuser. He neglects his children. Like, we need to call CPS, end quote, etc., etc. Girl who accused me of leaving shit on the floor and that CPS should be called. She did CPS, remember that. Talking about your friends, propagating CPS, coming to my house to take my kids away. End quote. April 21st, again in reference to Denims, you said, you don't lie about people's kids and have CPS go to their house. These are just examples. The list is very long. And people who have been around for as long as they've been around over the past couple months, you know that this is just the tip of the iceberg on the number of times that he has accused me for this, among a variety of other people and a variety of other communities. The letter continues, as you know, there is no factual basis on which to accuse my client of being responsible, directly or indirectly, for the alleged CPS call to your home. Further, you knew your statements were false when you made them, rendering your defamation of my client malicious. On March 7th, 2025, you appeared to have publicly acknowledged CPS indicated to you that someone who works at your home, not Denims, called CPS as it relates to the events at issue. On March 11th, you acknowledged Denims has denounced herself or anyone in her community making contact with CPS, yet you have failed to publicly retract your false statements and that my client acted to cause CPS to visit your home. And you have to love the average Ethan Klein fan. This does not end well for you, ... You got a spare couple of hundreds of thousands for legal fees. This isn't the W you think it is. To which I will say, you know you're on the winning side when you say, okay, he might be right, but financially he will destroy you, so back off. I'm aware that Ethan Klein has made millions of dollars off of selling Pootie Tang core merch. And I'm aware that he uses his money to threaten other people legally. I'm aware that he's currently doing it to Noah Samson right now. Also, people without lawyers giving legal advice to people with lawyers will never not be funny. Don't worry. Cindy knows. Cindy knows better than my lawyer. So yesterday, I got the website ethankleinlied.com. Unfortunately, because I was in Texas trying to juggle talking to other people in Texas, vacationing, workcationing, haven't finalized all of the details here. But ethankleinlied.com now takes you to a GoFundMe for legal fees if Ethan Klein refuses to retract his defamatory statements that he made maliciously, knowingly, which is why the website is called ethankleidlied.com. And if he's happy to retract his defamatory statements, I will happily refund every single person who donates to the GoFundMe. If he's willing to admit that he made defamatory statements and issue a retraction, of course, again, I would be happy to refund every single person who's donated. Otherwise, I will be suing. And if you would like to help donate to this legal fund, considering that he doesn't have enough lawyers.
What happened?
The website is ethankleidlied.com. Mods, if you can pin that. So let's continue, shall we? Your defamatory statements in reference to and about Denims constitutes libel per se, a libel which is defamatory of the plaintiff without necessity of an explanatory matter, such as an inducement, innuendo, or other extrinsic fact, is said to be a libel on its face. Pertinent here, a statement charging someone of committing a criminal act, such as fabricating a criminal charge against another or making a false report to an official agency, is libel per se. Now, a lot of people have been concerned that defamation is difficult to prove damages for, but there is such a thing as per se, which means that you don't have to prove damages, or that damages are less important to prove. Accusing someone of a crime, libel per se. Also, yes, for anyone who would like to help me with these legal funds, please keep your name private. I would please keep your name anonymous. I have seen that people have been getting doxxed, people who've been donating to charity. So yeah, if you are considering helping me in this, I would suggest staying anonymous if you can. And for me, a big part of it is that at this point, I think the people who I care about know that Ethan Klein is a prolific liar. But I think it is unbelievably insane and cruel that no one can really stand up to Ethan because he has so much more money than everybody else, and that there are no consequences for him. Now, there have been some consequences with regard to the Kavanaugh case, but clearly he hasn't learned from that at all. And I don't think it is fair that he feels comfortable lying about whoever he wants, accusing people of crimes, blaming people for his inability to not shut the fuck up on his show and get away with it. So let's continue. Very important to reiterate again, I was banned for a month because he reached out to advertisers to get a bunch of Arab streamers banned for saying that he didn't have the Habibi pass and that Sabra hummus was bad. So let's continue. Pertinent here, a statement charging someone of committing a criminal act, such as fabricating a criminal charge against another or making a false report to an official agency, is libel per se. Perhaps the clearest example of libel per se is accusation of a crime, referencing a separate suit. In particular, Penal Code 11172A makes it a crime to make a false or unsupported report to CPS. Here, these statements that Denims is responsible for and participated in the filing of a false Child Protective Services call, which you first made in March and repeated during recent episodes in April, directly states and otherwise insinuates that Denims is guilty of violating Penal Code 11172. Thus, you have committed libel per se against my client, and you are subject to all resulting civil liability exposures, including the full range of compensatory and special damages. Notably, your false inflammatory accusations against Denims have resulted in gravely concerning and threatening communications from the public, including presumably loyal members of your audience being directed towards my client. These communications have caused severe and sustained emotional distress to my client. Denims has been directly harmed in other ways, such as, I will pull up this statement, in other ways as well, including substantial reputational damages and potentially financial harm to her business platform. And I think this is a good opportunity, by the way, chat. You guys already know my stance about tapping the glass. You already know how I feel about interacting with the insane people in Ethan Klein's audience. I don't think you should tap the glass. I don't think you should interact with them. But for those who would like to, and those who have seen comments accusing me of CPS, please feel free to screenshot those, whether it's on my Instagram, whether it's on his Instagram,
DNML.
his YouTube video, his live stream, my Twitter page, either of my Twitter pages, any comments that you see that blame me for CPS. Again, do not interact with these people. Please feel free to screenshot them. I'd like to have a nice full document that shows that people believe this, which is why I've been saying to everyone who has been coming in here and saying that you're not helping your boy, Ethan Klein. And the best place to send it, we will have a channel in the Discord called Ethan Klein Lied, and you are welcome to post any screenshots in there. Exclamation point Discord. Wait, are you suing Ethan? Legally, I have to, it is the correct thing to do to issue a retraction demand, which is what this is. A demand for public retraction of false publication, which is the first step. This is the exact same thing that he's done to Noah. He demanded a retraction, which in LA, if you are a news outlet, you publish daily, or can be argued that you are supposed to go through these steps. This is the correct way to do it. You demand a retraction, and then if they don't retract, you can sue. I used to watch H3 religiously. He spent a huge amount of time attacking Ryan Kavanaugh. I don't think what you're doing is bad, but I hope you're prepared for how petty and vindictive he is, considering that he's already gotten me banned for 30 days and that he's already made 2 main channel videos about me, blaming me for the CPS call. I'm aware of how petty and vindictive he is. And I don't think it's fair that everyone has to live in fear of Ethan Klein.
Dog Ethan's podcast.
Yeah, so for anyone who would like to donate to the legal fund, which I've already stated, if he's down to retract and he recognizes that he has publicly admitted that I did not cause it, he's publicly admitted he doesn't know, he's publicly admitted that they said it was a call from inside the house, and he's publicly admitted that he saw a clip of me explicitly saying, don't call CPS, I don't condone it, and I've never condoned it. Despite the fact that he's admitted to all of this, he still continues to push this lie. So let's finish up here. For these reasons, we request that you immediately retract your false statements about Denims by publishing a correction saying that you are not aware of any evidence that Denims was responsible for or otherwise participated in any CPS communications concerning you or your family. We further request that foregoing retraction and correction be made within the next 10 days, and that the corrective statement be published on both the H3 podcast and the H3H3 Productions channel. Should you or your league representatives wish to discuss this matter further, please do not hesitate to contact me at, and again, anything that's blocked out is just for the safety of anyone involved. And this letter was sent to him yesterday evening, but of course he's still posting on his Instagram story about Hassan. So yeah, what's the email at the bottom? This is the public email of the lawyer that Ethan Klein has, that he has publicly stated, the lawyer that he has. This is public information that Ethan Klein has provided. Thank you. He literally said it a few nights ago. He says Denims and then Denims' chat. And you gotta love the new response, I guess, that the H3 fans are having. How about you let it go and move on with your excuse of a life? Oh, right, I forgot. Bad things are only allowed to happen to people who don't like Ethan Klein. Bad things are never allowed to happen, or consequences, accountability, that's never allowed to happen to someone like Ethan Klein. You should give this advice to Ethan. You should give him the advice to move on from anything ever. So with that, yes, chat, I have issued a statement to Ethan Klein, to his lawyers. I have made a demand for a public retraction of false publications, of him accusing me of having anything to do with the CPS call. And I currently have a GoFundMe link because I am aware that the guy is a millionaire who's made a lot of money off of selling Pootie Tang merch. Which, no disrespect. You want to sell toddler core merch? That's fine. You want to make millions? That's fine. But since I haven't made millions off of selling toddler core merch, I genuinely do appreciate everyone who has donated. This is insane that we've raised $5,000. Like, I actually am kind of speechless. It's a little bit crazy. So holy shit, thank you. And the website is ethankleinlie.com. And you really do have to love the people that come in, the H3 fans. This is how you know you're on the winning side. Ethan will eat you alive. You don't have the money or intelligence to go anywhere with this. You know you're proving that he has pushed a harassment campaign against me.
It's driving me crazy.
When you type things like this, you're making it harder for him to win the lawsuit. You're like actually like an idiot. Like threatening people who pursue a lawsuit against your guy. And every further post you make, it doesn't benefit him. I'm just telling you, like, this isn't beneficial for him. It's only beneficial for me when you type things like this, whether it's in Reddit, on Reddit, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram. And yes, if he decides to retract, I think this is a very important statement to make. If he decides to retract a statement, I will be refunding all of the money from the GoFundMe. If he's willing to be the bigger person for once in his life. Yeah, I don't want to keep this. This is only money that I would use for a lawsuit. So I will happily refund all of this. So yeah, EthanKleinLied.com. How long has this been in the tank for? I said it already. Ethan inspired me when he issued a retraction letter to Noah Samson. He's right. If you feel like someone is defaming your character, in my case, accusing me of a crime, libel per se, I should demand that he retract. And again, it would help if you please do not interact with these people. Do not post in his subreddit. Do not engage with those people. Don't reply to those people. Do not engage with any of these people. But if you happen to see a lot of comments in any location, just screenshot it. Any comments saying, I caused CPS, this community caused CPS, any of these comments, please screenshot them and post them in the Discord, in the channel EthanKleinLied.com. Again, do not interact with any of these people. You guys already know how I feel about tapping the glass. And this is a very important part, by the way. You should know that this will work in his benefit. A lawsuit will allow discovery of evidence, meaning CPS data about who called will be available. If those people are linked to your bad empanadas, it would allow him to countersue you. Considering that they told him it was from inside of the house, discovery would help me. More importantly, his claim is that I am guilty of participating in the filing of a, quote, false child protective services call, and that I propagated a lie that allowed for the false child protective services call. False here is a very important indicator. If the person who called CPS states that they genuinely had a concern because of Ethan Klein's footage on his show, it is functionally not a false call and not one that I incited, which he knows and he is aware of, as there are many clips of him saying this. Just donated good luck. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Showing clips of Ethan talking are now lies. Yep, it's that is the person that he is. Just accuse everyone else of lying when you're the one that's lying. And again, I really do want to stress, one, if you do donate, to everyone who has donated, this is really crazy that it's almost at 7K. Holy shit. The support really means a lot. And I know I've seen a lot of comments in the past couple months basically saying that, like, people would want to stand behind someone because Ethan Klein's behavior has gotten out of control, especially in the past few months. And to see the support actually here is really cool, and it really does mean a lot. But I would appreciate if you guys remain anonymous, because we know that a particular community, there are concerns that a particular community will dox. And so for your guys' safety, I would recommend anonymity. And I do, again, want to stress, if you are interested in finding any of these lies that have been propagated and people that have participated in accusing me of calling CPS, or anyone in this community calling CPS, please don't interact with them. Feel free to just screenshot that and post it in the Discord. I'm genuinely confused by this message. You're rich too, LOL. If you think I'm Pootie Tang levels rich, you're very mistaken. I would go nuclear on anyone who attacked or enabled someone to attack my family too. That is an honorable trait. Control print screen. I'm actually, like, a little in awe that people are behaving this way. You actively perpetrated a lie that Ethan Klein's kids ate dog shit, and you're complaining about him lying.
Olive has Giardia, which is it's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
And Olive has this?
Olive has this, yeah. She came to us with it.
Okay.
She had diarrhea, and
oh, poor baby.
Ducky came to us with that too. And I just wonder why.
It's relatively common.
It should be. They should have found it already. But anyway, so she has Giardia, so we have her on an antibiotic, but we had to wait until Monday, which is today. We just got it today. And well, Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has Giardia.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And now Ela has Giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
What can I do to not get it from
Yeah,
you?
I'm trying to.
Because I'm not trying to get
Can
No,
we crank the
it's-
AC maybe?
Is it?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
Control print screen. You realize that this entire letter is me stating that people like you have regurgitated Ethan Klein's lies. And I would have to prove that people believe this genuinely. That would be the most difficult thing for me. And you're doing it for me? Okay. Sure. I don't know how to tell you this. It's not perpetrating a lie to play somebody else's stream where they say their dog has Giardia,
Olive has Giardia.
their kid has Giardia,
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has Giardia.
and the only way to get it is to ingest poop.
What can I do to not get it from
Yeah,
you?
I'm trying to.
Because I'm not trying to get
Can
that.
No,
we crank
it's-
the AC maybe?
Is it?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
That is not me perpetrating a lie. That's me playing a clip from his broadcast. And you're kind of cooked if you think that me playing Ethan Klein's own stream, his podcast, is me perpetrating a lie. Your stream reached less people with that clip than when he shared it on his show. I don't even support Ethan or H3. I just looked at all the information. And you think you know better than a lawyer. Man, I wish I had your confidence. Didn't you also offer 30K to make another streamer disappear? You clearly aren't looking at all the information, because if you were looking at all the information, and this is going to make you look like you have your pants down, we're going to catch you with your pants down, chatter. Asman already said on his show months ago, he admitted that I was joking and that I was obviously joking in that clip. This is another thing that I'm kind of in awe about. H3 fans love to say that people on the left use the genocide to distract from any other issues. But then they do it way more egregiously. Why are you doing this when there's a genocide going on? Couldn't the funds be raised for Gaza instead? You know you can do two things at once. You know that Ethan Klein getting a bunch of pro-Palestinian streamers that use their platform to actually cover the genocide in Gaza and don't run defense for Israel's actions, getting those people banned for 30 days isn't exactly the side you want to be on for this argument. Wait, what's the co-posting here? This money could have gone to Palestine. Why is she suing people when there's a genocide going on? Ha 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 ha. What? Insanity. I've raised money for Palestine before on various occasions. I can care about multiple things at the same time. And if you care about Palestinians and Palestinian coverage, maybe you would care about the fact that Ethan Klein uses his power, that he uses his audience specifically to push a narrative that a bunch of streamers on Twitch are anti-Semitic and gets them banned for 30 days. People who have used their platform to as Ethan ever used his platform to fundraise for Palestine? No, you're doing literally what you accuse our side of doing. You're using the genocide to push away any criticism against Ethan Klein. And it's sad and it's fucking pathetic. Money could have gone to Palestine, really, like almost, OMG, it's almost like that's the whole point. It's like Ethan Klein is forcing us to waste our time with him when there's a genocide going on. It's just, yeah, it's disingenuous criticism. They're just like, that's the talking point that they were given, so that's the one that they have to run with. Which, you know what? Keep going. And I'm sure it'll work out eventually. I'm sure it will. But by the way, this is actually crazy, and I really do want to say thank you to everyone who has donated. I'm actually kind of like, I know a lot of people said that they would be in support of someone finally bringing a suit to Ethan, and people want to donate and they want to get him to stop this egregious behavior. But it is really cool to see people donate. And I genuinely hope And I really do want him to
Denims is
simply
streaming.
retract so I can refund all of this money back to you guys. Because that would be the responsible adult thing to do, for him to get on his show and for him to make a video on his YouTube channel and say, I know Denim said I don't condone it, and she said she's never condoned it. And I don't actually have any proof that she was the one who called CPS or anyone in her community called CPS. So I'm retracting that criticism against her. And I would be happy to return all of this. We may not be Pootie Tang rich, but most of us have a little extra tucked away for times like this. Wait, that's why you were banned? I thought it was because Ben Shapiro was on the thumbnail of the video, but not actually ranked during the panel. And that's how it was framed as bad. That's crazy. The reason we got banned was because Ethan Klein, with his sex pestiny friend, Dan Saltman, organized a mass campaign to email advertisers to pull advertising off Twitch. And their audiences sent hundreds or thousands of emails to advertisers, tagged the fuck out of representatives. Their audience, I presume, send lots of emails to the ADL, which eventually got them involved, which is why there is a tweet officially on the ADL's Twitter, x.com, whatever, that says, thank you for Twitch for banning Twitch streamer Frogan. And here's the thing, man. Ethan, if you had just watched my video where I break down everything you lied about, we wouldn't be in this situation. But for someone who claims that you're not a coward and that you watch all criticisms, doesn't seem like you do, because you famously didn't watch either of the videos that I made. You watched clips of the first one that didn't have the timestamp that was here, then you didn't watch any of the second one. Probably because it exposed how you lied about literally everything that you claimed happened with regard to my involvement in CPS. But okay.
You are the rent paid.